Dear students, welcome to the online lecture on simple harmonic motion. In the earlier classes, we have learnt about the SHM, equation for SHM, the derivation, and we have also evaluated the displacement of a simple harmonic motion. That is a particle which is executing simple harmonic motion. For that, we have evaluated the displacement. Now we'll discuss the velocity of such a vibrating particle or such a particle which is executing simple harmonic motion. For that, we will consider the theory so far we have discussed, and we know that the equation for SHM, that is executing the equation for an SHM, equation for an SHM is, that is simple harmonic motion. Okay, so equation for SHM is given by, okay, this d2y by dt square plus omega square y is equal to 0. This is the equation what we have obtained. Now, on solving this equation, we have got the displacement, and the displacement equation is given by y is equal to a sine omega t, where a is the amplitude, omega is the angular frequency. A stands for the amplitude of vibration, and omega is the angular frequency. Now here we will determine the velocity of such a vibrating particle. Now velocity of a vibrating particle. Velocity of a vibrating particle. So velocity, you can simply write it as dy by dt. Okay, so dy by dt means it's a rate of change of position. I can write it as a dy by dt. It is dy by dt. So y is already given here. So if I differentiate that, you have the equation as a sine omega t. So this is the equation for y. If I derive it, the velocity of the equation, the velocity of the vibrating particle is given by a, as it is, because it's a constant. If I differentiate sine omega, it will give cos omega t. Differentiation of argument will give you omega, so therefore it is a omega into cos of omega t. So this is the equation for velocity of a particle which is executing simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motions. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is one way of getting the velocity. There is other way of getting the velocity also. We have discussed the uniform circular motion also. So from uniform circular motion also we can determine the velocity. So this is from the concept of uniform circular motion. So I can write it here. So I'll write it here. From, this is the velocity, keep in mind. So from the concept of uniform circular motion, I can write the velocity as, okay, velocity of a particle. Okay, we can write the velocity of a particle as, so velocity of a particle, it is a vibrating particle or the particle which is at n, projection at n. So for that, the velocity of the particle, okay, is given by, so I can write the velocity of a particle, the velocity of a particle is equal to, is equal to the component of, is equal to the component of the velocity, equal to the component of the velocity of a particle p, Now here I am interested to find the velocity of the particle. Which particle? The particle n, this particle. Okay, so you have the particle here. for this particle I am actually determining the velocity. So to determine the velocity of this particle, to determine the velocity of this particle n, okay, this particle n, I am using the component of the velocity of the particle p. So this point p is actually moving in a uniform circular motion. At the point p, the velocity of the particle is v. This is a linear velocity, though it is moving with a uniform angular velocity omega. At this point p, it is also having a linear velocity. This is the direction of the linear velocity, and the component of the velocity of the particle n is along the diameter. So what is the velocity of this particle? It is equal to the component of the velocity of the particle p along the diameter. So whatever the along the diameter, which diameter we have taken? Along the diameter y o y dash. So this is the y o y dash. This is the diameter. Now, so to evaluate the velocity of this n, this what I say, the particle which is executing SHM is equal to the velocity component of the point P. Look at this. This is the point P which is executing a uniform circular motion. But still then at this point P, there is a linear velocity. It is in this direction. Okay, you can see the direction. Now, the component of the velocity of this point n, the velocity of the point n is nothing but the component of the velocity at the point P along the y o y dash. So along this diameter, okay, along this diameter there is a velocity component, corresponding velocity component for point P. So along y o y dash, the corresponding velocity component of P is v cos theta. V cos theta. So therefore I can write velocity is equal to, so okay, so velocity of the particle n, that is equal to, its component is v cos theta. Okay, so I can write v as it is. Cos theta is a thing but omega t, omega theta. Why? Because I have taken it as omega t, and I can replace this v, okay, as v is equal to, okay, I can replace this v as a omega into cos of omega t. Now this is because we know that the velocity can be given in terms of radius and the angular velocity equal to v equal to a omega. Linear velocity is equal to the radius into the angular velocity. So if you look at this equation, velocity equation that we have obtained in a usual way, and as we have obtained from this concept of uniform circular motion, both are same. If you look at this equation, okay, so this equation, okay, and this equation, velocity equation, a omega into cos of omega t, they both are same. Okay, so here you can use this method or the one which has used using the uniform circular motion. Both gives you the same answer. This is just for representation. Why? Because some cases we need it. Therefore, I have discussed the second one. Now let us analyze in detail how we can still do the analysis for the velocity. Okay, before I go to that velocity term, I have to just still simplify it, and you can know that velocity here from this term I can write here velocity of the particle. I can write a omega as it is. Omega cos omega t I can write as sorry 1 minus sine square omega t. I can write it as sine square omega t. This is a basic relation that we have for the sine and cosine. Okay, clear. So this is a omega into 1 minus sine square theta, sine square, because we know that sine square omega t plus cos square omega t is equal to 1. So just rearranging for cos omega t, I get that equation. Okay. Now I can write as sine theta here. Now this is from triangle. I can write here from triangle NOP. You know that sine theta, that is equal to sine omega t. So here NOP is here. So this is a triangle. You can see here the triangle you have. This is the triangle you have. So this is the triangle you have from this triangle. Okay. You can make out this is the triangle you have. So this is the triangle NOP. Okay. So from triangle NOP, sine theta, this is sine theta, opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So sine theta is sine omega t, that is equal to, sine theta is equal to, why? Because theta is nothing but omega t. So sine theta is nothing but ON divided by OP. Okay, so I have to write what is ON. ON is Y and OP is A. Therefore, I can substitute this equation. So this I have taken as equation number 1. This as equation number 1. This I will take it as equation number 2. This I will take it as equation number 3. Now substitute 3 in 2. So on substituting substituting 3 into, if I do the substitution, I get the velocity as, therefore velocity of the particle, velocity of the vibrating particle is equal to a omega as it is into root of 1 minus root of 1 minus sine square omega t. What is sine square? It is y by a whole square. Y by a whole square. So if I rearrange it, that is a omega into, so that is equal to a square minus y square divided by root of a square gives you a. Therefore this will get cancelled and you have left with the velocity term equal to, velocity term is equal to omega into root of a square minus y square. And I rewrite it here. Okay, so velocity term, so velocity I can rewrite it here. Velocity is equal to, okay, omega into root of a square minus y square. So this is the other form of the velocity. So you can also write it like this. Now usually this equation that you have seen just now, okay, this equation what you have seen, okay, this equation of velocity usually we don't come across in any of the textbooks unless there is a, unless it's for the uniform circular motion. Whenever we come across the uniform circular motion, only in that region, in that part of the textbook, we will see this. Okay, we hardly see this. Now let us go for the analysis. So we have derived the equation for the velocity. This is the velocity 1, equation 1. Then there is the velocity also, like this, using the derivation. Then let us do the analysis for the velocity. Okay, so I will go for the next part, that is the velocity term. Okay, so I will take the analysis here for the velocity. So in detail we will do it. So velocity of the particle which is doing SHM, which is executing SHM method. Okay, of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, we have just derived from the previous derivation, our previous class, our previous concept, that the velocity of a particle, velocity of a particle is equal to a omega into cos of omega t, a omega into cos of omega t. Now here velocity of a particle will be maximum. Velocity of a particle will be maximum. Keep in mind, whenever cos of omega t is 1. Okay, so it is either a omega or it is minus of a omega. So these are the values. So maximum is it is a omega or minus of a omega. These are the maximum values of the velocity. Now this is true only when cos of omega t is equal to 1. Okay, therefore I can write cos of omega t is only 1 when omega t. So therefore I can write, so it is maximum, velocity is maximum whenever for omega t is equal to, okay, 0, pi or 2 pi, 0, pi or 2 pi. Okay, so I can write as omega t, this is the argument theta. So omega t should be equal to n pi, or in general I can write it as whenever it is 0 or it is pi and it is 2 pi. The same thing I can write in terms of time. The time should be equal to 0, t by 2 and t. If you look at this here, okay, so just do it again. That will be more helpful in the detailed step. Okay, so here I will do the first analysis. Whenever omega t equal to 0 means omega t. So what is omega? It is 2 pi by t into t. So if it is to be 0, that implies t should be equal to 0. So this is the first case that we have for the maximum. Okay, so omega t should be 0 or t should be 0. This is in terms of time. Okay, now let us go for the second case. It is maximum for omega t that is equal to pi. That is omega t should be equal to 2 pi by t into t should be equal to pi. So this is possible only whenever we have t should be equal to capital T by 2. So whenever I take t is equal to capital T by 2, where capital T stands for the time period. Okay, so when I have a t equal to capital T by 2, so I get t pi by t, 2 pi by t into small t is capital T by 2. So this get cancelled, you have pi. So the next condition is that you should have either omega t equal to pi or t is equal to t by 2. So this is the equivalent condition of omega t equal to pi. Similarly, go for the third condition. Whenever for it is maximum. Okay, so it is maximum for omega t should be equal to 2 pi. So that means omega t should be equal to 2 pi means, okay, so I have to find its equivalent. So omega t means 2 pi means, okay, I can write it as, okay, what is omega t? Omega t is 2 pi by t. So I can rewrite it as, that is 2 pi by capital T into t should be equal to 2 pi. Now when this value will be 2 pi, if the value of small t is equal to capital T, if the value of small t, that is time that has elapsed, should be equal to the time period. If I take that, that will be equal to 2 pi by t into capital T. So it gives you 2 pi. So therefore it is omega t equal to 2 pi. So I can take this as the third condition. Omega t should be equal to 2 pi or t is equal to capital T. Okay. Now these are the three conditions for maximum. Okay. Now I can also write the minimum. So what is the velocity minimum? What is the velocity that is minimum? What is the velocity that is minimum? Okay. So we can do that analysis like this. So I have to write the velocity as maximum in this case. Okay. Now go for the next one, velocity minimum. So when is the velocity minimum? So I have to write the velocity. Okay. So velocity is minimum. Minimum means it is 0. So when it is minimum, that is the question. So it is minimum for cos omega t to be 0. Cos omega t should be 0. Whenever cos omega t is 0, velocity will be minimum. Okay, so again I will tell you, whenever this cos omega t is 0, the velocity will also be 0. Or in other words, omega t should be pi by 2. N, or it is odd multiple of pi by 2. So if I take omega t, okay, if I take omega t is equal to pi by 2. So whenever omega t is pi by 2, the cos omega t will be 0. So if I rewrite it in terms of time, okay, so it is 2 pi by t into small t should be equal to pi by 2. That implies this is true if the value of t is equal to t by 4. Just substitute t by 4 here. So let's check it. So therefore it is omega t, that is equal to 2 pi by capital T, and t I have taken this capital T by 4. So this get cancelled. You have 2 ones, and this is 2 times. This is okay, pi by 2. So therefore it is valid. Therefore I can say this is the second condition for, first condition for minimum. This is in terms of time, while this is in terms of the phase, okay, or the angle. Similarly, there is one more minimum you can attain. So the minimum is obtained. So the velocity is minimum. The velocity is minimum. Okay. The velocity is minimum. Okay. It is 0. Okay. In this case, velocity is minimum for omega t is equal to 3 pi by 2. So whenever you have 3 pi by 2, the velocity, the omega t will be 0. So therefore you have cos omega t will be 0. Therefore I can write in terms of time. So if you have omega t is nothing but 2 pi by t into t, that should be equal to 3 pi by 2. So this is possible if the value of this small t, okay, so this small t you have should be equal to, the small t should be equal to 3t by 4, should be equal to 3t by 4. 3t by 4 should be equal to 3t by 4. 3t by 4. You check it. So omega t. So it is you have omega t. Omega is 2 pi by t into t is 3t by 4. This get cancelled. This is 1. This is 2. So you have 3 pi by 2. So this is also right. Therefore I have the condition here for the minimum. So this is the condition, and its equivalent in time is this. Okay. Now I can plot the graph here. So I can, whenever I plot the graph, I should make a table here. First, if I make a table, that will be a lot of helpful for me to enter the values. Okay. So first I will write theta. So this is theta is equal to omega t. Then comes the time. Then comes the velocity. R, yeah, I think, okay, let us see. Should I add the amplitude also? Let us see. I think amplitude is not necessary. Okay. So first one is theta t velocity. What is the velocity? Okay. First, let us go for the theta 0, then pi by 4, then pi by 2, then pi, sorry, it should be pi by 2. Okay, it should be pi by 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi by 2, and finally you have pi. Sorry, 2 pi. You have the 2 pi here. Okay, and corresponding t, this is 0, t by 4, t, 3t by 4, and the velocity. Let's check it. Okay, first one, whenever omega t is equal to 0, okay, it is maximum. You get a maximum. Look here, when omega t is equal to 0 or t is equal to 0, the velocity will be maximum. How much is the velocity? So here you calculate the velocity also. You can write the velocity is equal to, now look here, in this case it is maximum. Why? Because you are getting the velocity equal to, okay, 1. Cos omega t is equal to 1. Okay, cos omega t is equal to 1 means what is velocity? Velocity is nothing but a omega. It is plus of a omega. Okay, next it is omega t is equal to pi. Omega t is equal to pi. Okay, this is second condition. Whenever omega t is equal to pi, t is equal to t by 2. Okay, when omega t cos pi is minus 1, therefore you get the velocity. You get the velocity here. If I evaluate the velocity, for this, the velocity will be equal to, for this condition, the velocity will be equal to, it is minus of a omega. So why? Because cos pi is minus 1. Okay, you can check it, and whenever cos pi is minus 1, okay, it is minus of a omega, velocity will be. And third case, when omega t is 2 pi, the corresponding time period is t, and if you evaluate the velocity of this, you get the velocity equal to, so velocity is equal to, okay, why? Because it is cos 2 pi. For cos 2 pi it is 1. Okay, so whenever you substitute omega t is equal to 2 pi, cos of omega t will be equal to 1. Therefore, cos omega t is 1 means velocity will be equal to 1, a omega. Why? Because we have just made the cos omega t equal to 1. So these are the values. So, and in the second case here, this is minimum, so it's not necessary. You can directly write it. Velocity in this case, velocity of the particle will be equal to 0. Why? Because cos pi by 2 is 0. Again, cos 3 pi by 2 is also 0. Therefore, I can write as 0. Cos 3 pi by 2. Okay. Now you enter these values. It is maximum for t equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, I have to write a omega, the velocity. At pi by 2, it is 0. Now look here. At pi by 2, this is pi by 2. Okay. At pi by 2, velocity is 0. Therefore, I have to write it as 0. Okay, and cos, whenever omega t is pi, whenever the omega t, you have omega t here is equal to pi, the velocity is minus of a omega. Therefore, velocity is minus of a omega, Okay, and whenever the value of theta is 3 pi by 2, in this case again 3 pi by 2, it is 0. So therefore I should take this as 0. Okay, I should take it as 0. And whenever it is 2 pi, theta is equal to 2 pi. Look at it. Theta is equal to 2 pi. It's here. Theta is equal to 2 pi. T is equal to capital T. Velocity will be equal to plus of a omega. Therefore I can write it as a omega. Okay, so here you have to just write it as t. Now you got the table, you can plot the graph for this. Okay, so this is the velocity graph. On the y-axis I have the velocity. Like this. Okay, okay. So here it is plus a omega, and here it is minus of a omega. So I have 1, 2, 3. So just better diagrams. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. 4. Okay, so this is theta. So whenever theta is 0, okay, theta is 0. Look here, whenever theta is equal to 0, velocity is a omega. So that means it is a positive value. Okay, so therefore I have to mark the point. When theta is equal to pi by 2, so this is 0. I have to write it as pi by 2, pi 3 pi by 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 2 pi. Okay, now it is 0. You have 2 omega. When theta is equal to pi by 2, when theta is equal to pi by 2, it is 0. So therefore I have to mark the 0 on pi by 2 point. Then after that I have theta is equal to pi. This is minus of a omega. So therefore a at this point it is minus of a omega. Minus of a omega. I will write here a omega. Minus of a omega. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll write it here. Minus of a omega. So this is pi is minus of a omega. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, fine. Okay, I will write it here. Mark the point here. Okay. After that I have this one is over. Then I have 3 pi by 2 as 0. So therefore 3 pi by 2 is here. It is 0. Therefore 3 pi by 2 is here. It is 0. I have to mark this as 0. To mark it as 0. Okay. So this is the 0 marking for the 3 pi by 2. So this is the 0 marking. And finally for 2 pi it is a omega, and this is the graph what you have. So I have to complete the graph. So this is the graph what you get. Okay. So this is the graph what you get for the velocity. Okay, it is clearly understood that from this equation, if you look at this is the graph what you get. Nature of graph, this is in the form of cos function, and in the previous case I had the velocity, okay, term. So we have the velocity is equal to a omega cos of omega t. This is one form. There is one other form, that is omega into a square minus omega square, if I am not wrong. This is the equation what you have, a square minus omega square. Let us check it. Okay, so the previous thing is yes, omega into a square minus y square, a square minus omega. So this is the case. So you can easily write the conditions here in other way also. So it is clear that velocity in this case, in this analysis, or I can do this analysis also, the velocity in this case, it is maximum. Very simple one. It is maximum whenever, okay, whenever, it's very simple one, y is equal to minimum. So why is the amplitude, why is the displacement? You cannot make the amplitude 0, you can vary the displacement, but if the displacement is 0, then you get omega into a as the maximum. So similar to the condition what we have got here, a omega, okay, or it is equal to, the second one is velocity is maximum. There is the other case, velocity is maximum. There is other possibility that whenever y is equal to 0, then sorry, it is maximum, sorry, it is maximum at y equal to 0. I'm not I'm talking of minimum. So here this is the case, okay, y is equal to 0. So that means the velocity is maximum at the, it is velocity is maximum at equilibrium, maximum at equilibrium point or fixed point, equilibrium point. This is the meaning of this condition. Okay, so this is the meaning of velocity being maximum, okay, velocity being maximum, velocity being maximum at y equal to 0 means, okay, velocity is maximum at equilibrium, and as the value of a goes on increasing, the velocity goes on decreasing. Let us check it. So here if I have the other case, I can make it out here. The velocity at the point, velocity is minimum, I'll write it here, velocity is minimum, okay, just for your reference you should remember this. So velocity is minimum. What is the velocity condition? Whenever you have the velocity here, whenever y is equal to a. So you're getting the point, y is equal to a, therefore you have the velocity term here. So I'll write the velocity for your sake. Velocity is equal to omega into y square root of a square minus y square. Now this is going to be minimum. Minimum means it should be 0, it will become 0 here when the value of y is equal to a, when the value of y is equal to a, when y is equal to a. So when y is equal to a, velocity becomes 0. So that means what is this meaning? What is the meaning here? Hidden meaning. So y is equal to a, okay, means y is equal to a means it is at the maximum point, minimum is 0. So that means the velocity is minimum at y is equal to a, that is at the maximum point, at the maximum point, you are getting the point, that is at amplitude, at the value of amplitude. So therefore as the particle starts to oscillate, okay, if you look at this diagram, here, okay, as the particle n, this is the particle n, it was here at initially, it will be here, okay, the point n will be here. As the point n starts to move, as the, okay, in the upward direction, okay, or in the downward direction, the velocity starts to decrease. At the equilibrium it is maximum. As it moves away from the equilibrium position, the velocity starts to decrease. Okay, if you look at this diagram, this equation, this meaning, that means if I have a system which is oscillating, and if I have a system which is oscillating in a simple harmonic manner, so this is a particle which is oscillating a simple harmonic motion, okay, it is going to oscillate like this, is oscillating in a linear form, let us assume it, okay, so it is oscillating like this. Okay, so it is oscillating between 2 points, let us assume it is oscillating like this, A and B. So this is the equilibrium position, it is continuously oscillating, executing SHM. At the equilibrium y is equal to 0, the velocity will be maximum, v equal to maximum velocity, Vmax. As the particle starts to move upwards, the velocity starts to decrease. As the particle moves upwards, or when it is moving away from the equilibrium position, the velocity starts to decrease. You are getting the point? Similarly, here when the particle moves downwards, the velocity also decreases. That means at the equilibrium only the velocity is maximum, and at other points the velocity
goes on decreasing as the particle moves upwards. Okay, so this is the thing you should keep in mind. I have also written here, you can see that. So the velocity is maximum at the equilibrium, and I'll continue here. Okay, and it goes on decreasing, and it goes on decreasing as it moves away from the equilibrium, moves away from the equilibrium. Now keep in mind, away means it may be in the upward direction, or it may be in the downward direction. So as it moves away, the velocity is decreasing, and at the point of amplitude, at this point the velocity is 0, and at this point the velocity is 0. Why? Because the value of y is becomes equal to the amplitude at that point. So therefore the velocity becomes 0 at that point. So this is the discussion I wanted to make. So this video will give a in detail analysis of the velocity term. Okay, thank you for your time. So if you have any queries, please reply to this video. Thank you.